This afternoon, we're in Southern California as the Southeastern Conference matches up with the Pac-10. It's the first ever meeting between the Gators of Florida and the University of Washington Huskies. And the weather today at Anaheim Stadium is absolutely perfect. Under a cloudless sky at 70 degrees, no doubt the wind is not going to be a factor today.
Does he have some exciting offense?
The Gators kick it away. John David Franks gets into it. Bino Bryant and Eric Alozi back there. It'll be Eric Alozi with room to move across the 30, out to the 36-yard line. So there's the young man we were just talking about with a flag down to the play, Kerry Conklin. Join him in the backfield, Darius Turner, who gets the start due to an injury to James Compton. And Greg Lewis, the outstanding tailback. The wide receivers, they look so often to Andre Riley, Orlando McKay as well. On the offensive line, the big tight end, Bill Ames, 34 catches this year. Pao Cohen, Mala. And up the middle on the offensive front, one of the largest, almost like an NFL offensive line, Cunningham, Brostick, and Dean Kirkland. Later this spring, they put Lewis in motion on 1st and 10, and it's intercepted almost, dropped. Lewis again out of the backfield in motion. And it's the fullback. It's Darius Turner. Good surge offensively now for the Gators of Florida. The smallest defensive front that the Washington Huskies have faced all year long. Murray, Culpepper, and Johnson. Two outside backers, Miles and Richardson. This is the strength of the Florida defense. The speed of their linebackers, Moore and Odom, the two inside backers. And in the secondary, Watkins and Fain. Fain considered by many to be one of the best cornerbacks in the country. And Bartley and White, the two safeties. What a defense it is for the Gators of Florida. On 3rd and short, Greg Lewis can't pick up the first down. Waiting back, Stacy Simmons for the Florida Gators.
Well, this is funny.
It's angled to the opposite side, though, with a flag down on the play.
Running into the kicker by the defense, 5-yard penalty. That penalty will give them a first down.
Gators almost gets this one.
Watch this. You see, Polk, he's just trying to stop. I mean, the kicker falls down.
They get a 1st and 10 out of it. So a couple of early penalties against the Gators. Darius Turner, the fullback, finding room up the middle. Breaking tackles inside the 25 for a first down. A very balanced Washington Husky attack puts Greg Lewis in motion once again, their leading ground gainer. They fake on the belly dive. Conklin running out of options. Takes up the middle.
He had a sensational year for him, but next year would have been a great year for him. Maybe the pros would have taken a harder look at him.
2nd and 7 from the 21. Conklin has to unload in a hurry. Has a man wide open. Touchdown, Bailey. The Huskies are on the board. Perfect pass by Kerry Conklin. Callums, the senior from Seattle, in for the point after try. He's missed a couple already this year, but that one through the uprights. And a successful start today for the team from the Pac-10, the University of Washington Huskies. And after that pass, nobody blocking for Kerry Conklin. He had everybody out looking for the pass. And the Huskies leaded by...
Whitey's coaching the offense, and they went on with it.
He told us yesterday, actually a couple of days ago, that Whitey Jordan handles all the offensive play calling. Stacy Simmons will take it for the Gators from the 8-yard line. Goes down on his own, and he had plenty of real estate now, led by the freshman from Texas, Donald Douglas. Emmett Smith working in the eye behind Cedric Smith in the backfield. The wide receivers, talented ones for the Gators, Simmons and Mills. Offensive front, Thomas, Neely, and Durden. And up the middle, Ishmael, Dixon, and Bromley. They've got good size on the offensive line. You talk about a very small defensive unit for Florida, but up front they're large offensively. It's complete. It's Ernie Mills with a reception for a first down. Both teams are passing. 1st and 10. The option, there goes Donald Douglas. He is an incredible option quarterback. He may take it all the way. Donald Douglas getting the Gators an early touchdown. That's why he was recruited by the University of Houston and also Texas A&M.
Quarterback. He could have pitched or ran with the ball. He ran with it.
Oh, we can tell already it's going to be a defensive struggle. It's tied up at the Freedom Bowl with 11:56 left in the first quarter. Told me yesterday the Gators were over here at Anaheim Stadium. He's gaining confidence every day. It'll be taken by Alozi on the return from inside his own 5. Alozi breaking tackles. Out to the 35 near the 36-yard line. Let's see if they go to Lewis, who's the single set now behind Kerry Conklin. And once again, he's in motion out of the backfield. Conklin looking off the first receiver. Going out, it's complete.
Hoping that the tight end is uncovered, Bill Ames, and try to get the ball to him, number 89.
Lewis has it on 2nd and 2 and has more than enough for the first down out to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Huskies outside of their own 49. They set up the screen for Lewis. He has blockers out in front. It developed quickly, and it's a nice one inside the 40. Lewis all the way down to the 30-yard line. 21 yards. And the one thing the Huskies emphasized to us over the last couple of days, they have to do everything very quickly. There's the counter. Doesn't fool anyone inside the 30. All right, thank you. Jimmy Cephalo with us at Freedom Bowl 6. Quick hitter. There's the tight end Ames, the one you were talking about, Paul, and it's good for a first down. You know, he had that quarterback mentality when he moved in as we were roomies because he's a year older than Conklin as Greg Lewis. Hammers it ahead inside the 15, close to the 13-yard line. Over 2,500 yards this year, surpassing Sonny's 6 killers. Old record back in 1970. Short yardage, Darius Turner has it. He's close to a first down. Pounding his way. It's another first down. 1st and goal inside the 10. Another one to the tight end. They slip the pass down to the 6-yard line. Total of 63 yards. 2nd and goal. They're just outside of the 6. Greg Lewis tripped up crossing the line. Falls forward to the 4-yard line. I lost my hand when he shook it. 3rd and goal near the 4. Conklin sets up 3 on the same side into the end zone. His receiver fell down. He wanted Andre Riley. John McCallum will try to break the tie. It'll be a 21-yard field goal attempt. He's perfect from within the 20 and 29 this year. 14 of 17 on the season. Don James told us yesterday he feels comfortable anytime he goes inside 45. And McCallum right on target to give the Huskies their 2nd lead of the afternoon. A 21-yard field goal from McCallum. And Washington leads it by 3. Averaging almost 400 yards a game. 8 minutes have been played, just about 8 minutes. The Gators ready to get it back with Stacey Simmons, their leading receiver, taking it from the 11 on the kickoff. Can he get the block to the outside? No. He crosses the 25. Defensively now for the Huskies of Washington. Huge group up front. Brown, Cook, and Travis Richardson. Linebackers, Harrison and Travis. The outside backers. Inside, it's Hoffman and Clifford. And a very deep secondary, very quick secondary. Lilo Lang, Hall, Briscoe, and Burkhalter as well. Emmett Smith is yet to touch the ball. He gets it for the first time today and won't be able to turn the corner. Good lateral pursuit. Be talking to Emmett just a little bit later today about whether he'll be back for the University of Florida next year. Douglas with a nice pass is simply dropped by his wide receiver Terrence Barber as the fullback, the senior from Orlando. 3rd and 7. Douglas running out of time, throws it over the middle and overshoots his wide receiver Stacey Simmons by a good margin. Gators, Charles Mincy waiting for the punt from Hank Road. Line drives it out, the returnable type. Mincy, though, stay away from it. Almost like he lost it in the sun. It's inside the 20, a great bounce for the Gators. It is a very, very sunny day in the...
And in Pittsburgh, Paul Hackett got the head coaching job today for the interim coach.
Greg Lewis.
Thanks very much. Gentlemen.
Thank you. Jimmy's really got tough duty down there. Across the 25. It's a first down for Lewis, the lone one to the backfield. Conklin goes with play action. Pressure comes. He's hit. He's sacked. 2nd and 18 now for the Huskies. Conklin with better time and better protection. He's got his receiver. It's Orlando McKay. It's complete.
Because they'll get off and they're gone.
3rd down give. Lewis has the first down. Gators were the 5th best in the nation at stopping the run, giving up an average of only 88 yards a game. Right now, Washington having it pretty much their way, and a wide receiver is wide open. That's McKay. Inside the 15 to the 13. I didn't know if it'd get there.
As they go downfield, but Will White falls down. He just doesn't have a
Greg
chance.
Lewis on the 1st and 10 carry. Close to 8. 2:40 left in the first quarter. Washington driving once again with a 10-7 lead. There's the quick one. They go to Andre Riley. He's in. Touchdown, Huskies. McCallum in for the point after try. And hard to believe, though, Paul, that you're that close to the goal line and you're giving the wide receiver that much room.
The linebacker on the inside cannot get there.
Another touchdown for the Huskies. They lead it by 10. 2:34 left in the first quarter. Callum has it teed up. As Simmons and Lomack back deep. And there's the onside kick. Scramble, and the Huskies get it. They shock the Gators with the onside kick. The recovery made by Mike Allman, the free safety, near their own 49-yard line. Play action for Conklin. Pressure coming. He's hit as he releases, and it falls incomplete. Good pressure.
You can't, if he gets one step beyond you, either one of these defensive linemen or linebackers, they're gone.
Bailey in motion, 2nd and 10. Conklin in trouble, throwing the screen. Flags down to the play. Lewis almost broke it. Tripped up, though, coming up from the secondary.
Throw it.
It's now 2nd and 20 with the ball back at the 39. Conklin 8 of 11. Blitz coming up the middle for the linebacker. Lewis trying to get to the outside, but he won't be able to get there. That's why they were the 3rd best defensive unit in the nation. Conklin has only Lewis in the backfield on 3rd and almost 15. Conklin with a pump fakes. He won't be able to run for it. He'll be way short of the first down.
Can't move it.
High snap. Good grab by Wiles. Fair catch called for, and Simmons has it. Join Bob Costas and O.J. Simpson. The AFC wildcard game. 1st and 10 give. And Cedric and Emmett. Douglas in trouble on his way down. That's the final play of the first quarter. A sack for the Huskies. And the first 15 minutes of play dominated by Washington. Back at their own 7-yard line, where they're looking at a 3rd and 18. Loss of 9 on that last play of the first quarter. The sack of Donald Douglas by Travis Richardson. He is changing the play, audibilizing, and fumbles it. Has to run it on his own. Does a good job just to get the ball.
And they have done nothing.
Charles Mincy waiting for the punt, and it's off the side of the foot of Hank Roan. It's outside of the 30, where it's touched by the back of a leg of one of the Gators. Huskies get it in Gator territory, already leading by 10 to the Florida 32. Greg Lewis picking his way, waits for the hole to open, and gets close to 5.
They have to be extremely active.
Throwing on first down, Andre Riley has it. He's got a big cushion, and he's got a first down.
Now take a look at this spread on the outside, Joe. They're wide open. There's nobody on the wide receiver.
They lay off the far side of the field. The wide receiver setting up over there, and Ames was open, but it was overthrown. Instead, though, 2nd and 10. The 21-yard line. Flags on the play. Huge hole for Greg Lewis. He's close to a first down. Inside the 11.
We have an illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
2nd and 15. As they were working on Donald Douglas's equipment on the sideline. Receivers available. Mario Bailey has it inside the 20, but a flag is down again.
Holding on the offense.
Number 7.
10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
I'm just trying to help him out.
Ball now at the 36, where it's 2nd and 25. Conklin has tripped to the same side on the play action. Looks to that side. It's batted down at the line and just over the fingertips.
He's going to tire himself out.
He set a Gators single-season record with 12.5 sacks this year. Conklin with a pump fake. Going deep. He's got a man. Andre Riley can't hang on. Wiles. He'll try to angle it towards the sideline. The tail's over the head. And is it out of bounds? Yes, at the 1-yard line. But once again in a hole at their own 1-yard line. Their last drive started at their own 15-yard line, as you can see. They have not enjoyed the greatest field position. Emmitt Smith tripped up. Travis Richardson.
That's Perry.
Once again, Lex Smith is the quarterback, the redshirt freshman. Out of the backfield. Nothing available again.
There's no place to go.
Emmitt Smith on the sideline on 3rd and long out of his own end zone. Off the fingertips. Is it intercepted? No. Burkhalter almost had it. On the season. Roan has it blocked in the end zone. Huskies recover. Touchdown, Washington. Chico Fraley was the first one. He was the one who got in there on the block. And recovering it for the touchdown, Jaime Fields, the reserve rover back. McCallum in for the point after. Drills it for the uprights. And everything going in the direction of the team from the Pacific 10 Conference, the Washington Huskies.
Now look at Fraley. There's just not enough people to block. And when you're a three-step kicker, you've got to take a half step and just get it out of there.
Tough day so far for Roan and the Gators. McCallum line drives it back to Stacy Simmons at the 4-yard line. They run the reverse. He gives it to Lomack. Lomack with blockers out in front. Turns it up to the 44 near the 45-yard line. Lex Smith stays in there at quarterback in place of Donald Douglas and rifles it. They keep Darryl Perry in the backfield, and the eye was Smith. They're setting up the screen. Emmett Smith has it, but he doesn't have any blockers. Eugene Burkhalter, Florida offensive unit, got 2 first downs on their first 2 plays of the day, but they have yet to pick up a first down since. And now it's 3rd and 5, going deep, and they don't have a chance. They wanted Lomack every step of the way. It's Mincy. Wobbles out another short one. Mincy will take it on one hop at the 10-yard line. Good job, though, by Mincy. Started drive in their own territory today, back at the 11-yard line. Greg Lewis gets the call. Still not much of a hole, but bringing it up a 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line. 9:45 left in the first half as Bailey goes in motion. Greg Lewis, big hole into the secondary for a first down. 17-point lead already in the first half. He's getting his chance. 1st and 10. Quick one for Greg Lewis. Nice reception on a high throw out to the 35. Huskies have never had a losing season in the decade. Murray jumping off. Or check that. Yes, it was Murray jumping off. Flags into the air.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty. That'll give it a first down.
Only attempted 12 passes the entire season. So that completion to Lewis was his 13th of the year. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Pump fake, and the southpaw goes to Lewis. He's got great hands. Into it.
Nicer. I mean, they're not long and skinny.
In and out of the hands of Andre Riley. 3rd and 7. Trips to the wide side of the field. And don't forget, the hash mark's much wider in the college game than the NFL. Pressure on the quarterback. Available over the middle. Mario Bailey couldn't hang on to it. Standing back near the 20-25-yard line. Hunter was hit, but there was no flag. It's grabbed by the Huskies at the 33 of the Gators. Lex Smith stays in there at quarterback. Having problems, Paul, fixing that blowout, as Jimmy Cepolo called it. Oh. Working with 2 freshman quarterbacks, it's been well documented. They lost their 2 starting quarterbacks earlier this year. They were both suspended. Emmett Smith finally getting to the outside, bumped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Seems to just glide along and hit people, deliver a blow, and then bounce right off.
I'm sorry, but 4.5 in the 40 is fast.
Smith can't handle the pitch. He gets it back, though, but he's still way short of the first down. For the Gators, they failed to pick up a first down. Roan almost has it blocked again. Mincy waiting for it, takes it to the 27. He's got room up the middle. Oh, closes in a hurry, though. It's got to be an extremely warm day for him. 70 degrees at kickoff. 1st and 10 for the Huskies, their own 34-yard line. And Conklin's back in there at quarterback. There's his favorite target this year, Andre Riley. Don't tell Andre he was out of bounds. For Washington, 2nd and short. 2nd and 2 with the ball at the 42. There's the fullback, Darius Turner, for the first down. Lewis, the lone one in the backfield now on 1st and 10. This is a new offense for the Huskies this year, the single set formation. And they like to use it. Flags down, and it's batted down. The linebacker.
See, Florida only dressed.
Don James told us also that he could have brought more players. They have 150 in the program. They have a great walk-on system, just like the Florida Gators do, as Greg Lewis. 3 wide receivers setting up for Conklin to the same side on 2nd and short. Quick hitter. Here goes to Mario Bailey. They can do that all day if they give them that much room on the line of scrimmage. First down at the 34. Another quick one. The out is complete to Orlando McKay. Hopefully he's not out of it after that shot he just took. 43 plays, 21 rushes, and 22 passes.
And basically, they've stopped themselves with penalties.
Conklin throwing on 2nd and 8. The back. That's the fullback Turner. Inside the 30. Lewis got what he wanted. The reception and the first down with extra effort. Huskies driving again with a 17-point lead. Oh, Greg Lewis stacked up from the Washington Husky marching band. Conklin with a pump fake, has a man in the end zone. Batted away from Orlando McKay. 3rd and 9 from the 22. Pocket holds up for Conklin. Plenty of time. Has a receiver who takes quite a pop. Andre Riley. He's got enough for the first down to the 13-yard line. So far on the season. 1st and 10 give goes to Greg Lewis. They finally penetrated the offensive line of the Washington Huskies.
He just said Washington will win the football game.
2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line. Lewis in motion. Conklin with plenty of time for the tight end. Big Phil Ames inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Under 50 seconds left in the half. On 3rd and 7 from just inside the 10, did they use too much time? Procedure against Washington.
Now, when you take a look at it, and Bailey's out there, now they moved up. But look at the middle now.
3rd and 11. From outside of the 15 into the end zone, and incomplete. It'll be a 32-yard field goal attempt coming up for John McCallum. He's already hit a 21-yarder this afternoon. He's got plenty of distance. He's also got the direction. And the Huskies have 3 more points. 18 seconds remain in the first half. A dismal first half. If you're a Florida Gator fan. And Washington now has increased their lead to 20. It's the Huskies 27. And the Gators 7. Midway through the first half with an onside kick. And recovered it. Squibb it. It'll get past the out man. Simmons gets a good hop, though, at the 12. He's down across the 25 at the 26-yard line.
Both quarterbacks.
They didn't decide until yesterday upon a starting quarterback.
They decided, they just wouldn't tell us.
Smith for Tony Lomack hangs on to it across the 45. 1st and 10 to the 47. Smith needs some time. The pressure comes, and he will go down. A sack for the Huskies, an appropriate way to close out the first half as they dominated the first 30 minutes of play. Travis Richardson, second team All Pac-10 performer, getting to the quarterback for Washington. So we've reached halftime. Let's not forget about Greg Lewis for the Washington Huskies, who had 65 yards in the first half. Little chip shot from McCallum. Fair catch is called for and taken in. 1st and 10 at the 30. Good protection for Douglas. Emmett Smith with the reception as he's out of bounds. At the 38-yard line. Already the school's all-time leading rusher. Smith on the quick toss. Can't get out of the backfield on 2nd and a little bit better than 3. Gone over the 100-yard mark in 24 of his 30 starts. You can go on and on about Emmett Smith, and he deserves it. 3rd and short, they couldn't pick up the first down. Line drive out by Roan. Mincy will take it to the 30 on the run. And he's finally out of bounds. You guys be the judge. Clip on the return. And especially the overall secondary to the passing attack of Washington. Greg Lewis hammers it out to the 19-yard line for a carry of 2 yards.
And then other times he'll get down.
Darius Turner out of the backfield in motion on the delay give to Greg Lewis. Hole closed in a hurry. With the 23. Lewis, the lone one to the backfield, will get it, and he's racked up in the backfield. Jerry Odom-McGinney on the stop. The junior. Lomack and Simmons looking into the sun. Almost blocked by the Gators, and a flag goes down as they got to Channing Wiles. Simmons calling for the fair catch, has it back at the 34. Reserve outside linebacker.
Look at the difference. He's going straight at him. And a little bit of faking by the kicker.
1st and 10 now for the Huskies. Try to set up the screen for Lewis. Never developed. Out across the 36.
He's all right.
Give it your best shot. 2nd and 9. The 37. Pocket holding up for Conklin. Tight end. Grabbing it.
He knows he has an outlet back to the other side, which is his tight end and also his roommate.
3rd and 5 situation for the Huskies. Pressure on Conklin. Going deep for Bailey. He had a couple of yards on. Movement on the line. Flags into the air. Wiles gets off his best punt of the day. It's over the head of the Gators. Terrence Barber into the end zone. But
Offside on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
They've got it. And the Huskies grinding it out once again. They've had the ball for the last 4 minutes. 1st and 10 from their own 45. It's complete to Orlando McKay. He is looking off his primary regularly as Greg Lewis is stuffed. But still, because of the surge, Huskies control of the 39. 2nd and 7 with Lewis out of the backfield. They double up the wide receivers to the wide side of the field. Conklin using the pump fake again. And it was deflected. Trips to the wide side. Lewis in motion. Pressure on Conklin. Still finds his receiver, but Bailey can't hang on.
They're going to call this a catch and a fumble?
No.
They're saying incomplete.
Roughing the kicker call and then an offside call. Mission accomplished. Sails over the head of Simmons into the end zone. Florida's last 7 series, last 7 offensive possessions, they're only averaging 4.3 yards per crack at it. Donald Douglas going for the home run. Ball had Simmons just overshot his target, and a penalty flag at the end of the play.
The football.
Emmitt Smith only 6 carries so far today for a total of 15 yards. Smith grabbed around the ankles. That's a season for some backs. Not Emmitt Smith, though. 2nd and 8. Douglas in trouble, and he's on his way down. Big Dennis Brown. Got him right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up a 3rd and 8 from the 37. Pressure on Douglas. Quick one to Simmons. Can't get away from the corner.
Face mask again.
Lilo Lang.
Two face mask deals now in a row. When they're pulling his head, it should be 15.
It was during the play, so it brings up 3rd down once again. It was not a dead ball penalty. Douglas giving it to the fullback, Cedric Smith. 2nd extra effort gets him the 1st down as he was stopped. 1st and 10 to the 48-yard line. Douglas on the short drop, looking over the middle, almost intercepted. It's now 2nd and 10 for Douglas. Pressure early. He's got room up the middle, though. There he goes. He's got a 1st down. He's jolted by the linebacker Clifford, but not before he got about 15 yards. 1st and 10 for the Gators. Deepest penetration to the 2nd half. Down at the 38-yard line. Pressure from the backside. Douglas can't get away. Sack. It's a big loss of 10 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 20 all the way back at the 48-yard line. Douglas can't get it to his wide receiver, Ernie Mills.
Emmitt puts on some extra change, that Mr. T starter set that he had on for the interview.
3rd and 20. Smith in motion out of the backfield. Going for Lomack. Way overthrown.
The field are open.
Mincy waiting for the punt from Roan, who saw pressure once again. Mincy from his own 5-yard line. Just go down, Charles. No perfect day if you're a Washington Husky fan.
Perfect day if you're in California, period.
Huskies have it 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line. They go with the fullback Darius Turner again. They've been blowing big holes open for Greg Lewis, and there's another good one out to the 14-yard line.
Culpepper, and that time he held him and turned him to 360.
3rd and short, and Lewis met in the backfield. Combo of Barber and Simmons waiting for the punt. It'll be Stacy Simmons pummeling the ball. Can Barber get it? Yes. Right to the other deep back, Terrence Barber. 17 yards on 7 carries. And right now with the offensive unit out on the field, they're looking for the wide receiver, Mills. Flag is down as he takes it in over Dana Hall.
That's
Did he push Hall, though, to get to the ball? Donald Douglas audibilizing, fumbles it. Can he get away? Still on his feet. Still a loose ball. And now they're saying it was a forward pass. An interesting call. Still, though, 3rd and 25 back at the 31. Finally, Douglas gets some time. Underthrows his man over the middle, looking for Harvey Thomas.
The problem is Harvey Thomas was bumped all the way down the field.
Some kind of attitude.
That's Lilo Lang.
It's an automatic 1st down on the personal foul call, so the Gators get a break and hang on to it. Douglas throwing again, going for the tight end.
2 freshmen playing quarterback, and they just have not grasped enough.
Clock moving, 2:15 left in the third. Douglas under pressure, dumps it off. McClendon's got it and tons of yardage. He's down to the 20. Still on his feet. All the way to the 13. Willie McClendon.
Up on the line of scrimmage.
McClendon hammering it to the 10-yard line.
Maybe they can open things up in the defense a little bit.
McClendon gets the call again. He's wrapped up in a big hurry, falling close to the 7-yard line.
To do it would have been a touchdown.
And you're talking about a player with only 2 years of experience as opposed to Emmett Smith, a fourth-year junior. The pitch on the option behind Simmons. Is it recovered by Washington? Yes, it did not go out of bounds. The Huskies get it back. Dana Hall.
They took him out of the ball game.
Greg Lewis on the carry. Across the 15. That's the end of 3. Be right back to the Freedom Bowl after these messages from your local station.
In height, it's doing it.
And the vertical really comes into play.
Yeah.
2nd and 5 for Kerry Conklin, who's got all day to throw it, and then underthrows Mario Bailey. Not a first down for the Huskies. Outside of their own 17-yard line. Great pass protection on that last play for Conklin. Again, good protection, and Bailey tied up, coming across the middle, giving up an average of only 242 yards per game to the opposition. Terrence Barber waiting for the outstanding punt by Channing Wiles. And he's down to beans. So join us tomorrow on NBC for the AFC wildcard game. Douglas finding Ernie Mills wide open. The ball popped free, though. Loose ball outside of the 45 of the Huskies. Does Washington get it? Yes, they do. They are capitalizing on every opportunity. But join O.J. Simpson tomorrow afternoon when he does talk to Chuck Noll and Jerry Glanville. Through the hands of Bill Ames. You think things are going well for the Huskies today? It goes right to Greg Lewis. But that was out of a shotgun.
Slow that down a little bit.
Greg Lewis on the carry inside the 45 near a first down.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, 15 yards, automatic first down.
1st and 10 for Washington to the 29 of Florida. Conklin hit. Does a great job just to hold on to the ball.
Richardson. Well, I thought we had it, but we didn't. But he does hit him in the mouth.
Sack goes back to the 35, a loss of 6. Conklin throwing it behind Orlando McKay, and McKay took quite a hit. Huskies lead it 27-7 and are facing a 3rd and long now. 3rd and 16 with the ball at the Gators 35. So we welcome you back to Anaheim. Conklin running it into field goal position. Clock is moving with under 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Conklin the holder. And it doesn't have a chance.
And the reason Conklin had a run with that football, Joel, is because Florida at that time had a 3-man front and they covered with 8 guys. Well, he untied his shoes.
Day.
He untied his shoes.
Donald Douglas throwing on first down. And it's almost intercepted. Briscoe, the roverback, almost picked it off. 2nd and 10 now for Douglas and the Gators. Their own 25-yard line with 11:42 left in the 4th quarter. Quick one for Ernie Mills.
Get out here with 70 degrees and get a cold.
Can't cope. 3rd and 5 from the 30. Douglas in trouble. Can he run for the first down? No. The Huskies get to him. 3 drives today of better than 30 yards. What a credit to that Husky defensive unit. Mincy from his own 25. Good return. Down to the Orange Bowl with Bob Costas and O.J. Simpson. Delay to Greg Lewis across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Given a lot of the credit this year to the new offensive line coach, Keith Gilbertson. That's Greg Lewis for the first down across the 45. And every time Kerry Conklin comes up to the line, he has the option to audibilize. He can change the plays. He goes to Andre Riley. 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line of Washington. Conklin committed to the pass. Looking for Bill Ames. What a load he is, the tight end. He wanted a lateral, but nobody was there in the 45-yard line. The 29-yard. Jay Berry in the backfield now. The one going in motion. Lewis on 3rd, a yard and a half. Slithers his way through, and that's what he mentioned when he definitely displayed it on that last play. 1st and 10 outside of the 42 as Lewis goes in motion. Conklin Conklin with good protection. And it's dropped by Mario Bailey. That's the reason why so many tailbacks do not like to become pass receivers. They don't want to turn their back on the defender.
That's right. And Joe, most of the best hits, or all of the best hits we've seen in this ball game have come from defensive backs.
Third and 10. He has Riley, but he can't hang on to it. And that's no blame on Kerry Conklin. Points so far in the second half. As Wiles angles it over to the far side. Does a great job again. We saw it in the first half when he got it out of bounds at the 1-yard line of 27 points in the first half and still a 20-point lead over a Gators squad that really hasn't been able to get their offense going all afternoon. Dexter McNabb is the new tailback, the sophomore.
The name Denali is from the Indian Eskimo name, meaning the Great One.
Right on Lake Washington. 3rd and 4, the ball to the 14. Donald Douglas changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Orchestrating things for Terrence Barber, who's got the first down on the catch. Out to the 24-yard line. 6:47 left in the fourth. Barber buying some time. Has a man. That's Lomack. And it's intercepted. Intercepted by the reserve Tommy Smith, the backup rover back. The way they do their running game. Better than 2,600 yards on the ground for the Florida Gators this year. And all of a sudden you're down by 20. As Jay Berry, the redshirt freshman. Brunell, the backup quarterback, in there once again, the southpaw. He had one series in the first half. Jay Berry hit behind the line by Jerry Odom.
Does he have some wild ideas on offense?
Brunell throwing on 3rd and 6, and he's got his receiver complete. Mark Jones. First down inside the 44, 5:16 left. Jay Berry on the carry.
Jay Berry, the ball carrier.
Call it 2nd and 9. Outside of the 42. Brunell running for his life. Flag on the play where you normally see a holding call, and Brunell out of bounds. It's forcing him out.
And I got to believe they were holding Philip Johnson at
2nd and 15. The delay for Jay Berry. Big hole up the middle. Berry getting the first down inside the 30, all the way to the 19-yard line.
called holding. He just gets a piece of him. Now here comes Baldwin. He's committing himself up inside. Did you see the right arm of Cunningham? He reaches out to try to grab him. Just enough to get Baldwin off the player.
29 yards. On the run by Jay Berry, takes it down to the 18-yard line as we bring you back to Freedom Bowl number 6. Joel Myers along with Paul McGuire and Jimmy Cephalo. A little bit better than 4 minutes left, and Washington looking for more, leading by 20.
The injured player was Bartley, number 44 or 44 for Florida, but he's all right. He's back up on his feet.
Darius Turner will not go down.
They were almost afraid in that ball game that the score was going to be 48-0.
Jay Berry giving up ground and losing yardage back to the 20. The executive producer of NBC Sports, Terry O'Neill. Our producer of today's game, George Finkel. Our director, Brian Sheriff. As Brunell is going to scamper, and he's got room to the sideline, inside the 10, to the 5, he's in. Touchdown, Huskies. 19-yard touchdown run. But that's a reward now for Mark Brunell, and Chris Jolly gets in on the act.
Yeah, but they said it so I go to Pittsburgh. They're playing in Houston.
Smarter than I thought. It's over the head of Simmons. Darrell Perry working into the backfield now with Dexter McNabb. Receiver fell down. Was he able to scoop it up? No, it falls incomplete. Almost came up with it off the turf here at Anaheim Stadium. Smith off the tight end's fingertips. With 3 more seasons in Gainesville. And they're hoping Kyle Morris can return as well, as it's drilled. It's complete to Barber across the 45, past the midfield stripe. Perfect pass by Lex Smith to the Barber, also back next year. Only a junior for the Gators. Smith throwing on 1st and 10, almost sacked in the backfield.
makes it near the midfield stripe. But at the same time, Steve Spurrier expected to be announced tomorrow, and as we all know, new coach and usually a brand new staff. Smith going for his tight end, Greg Keller. Gators this year averaged 245 yards a game on the ground. They haven't even reached the century mark today in rushing. Smith overshooting his man, and it's dropped by the defensive back. Big offensive lineman for the Huskies.
Both the same size as far as height is concerned.
Smith scrambling away from the pressure. Throws it up for grabs, and it's taken in by Barber. He almost went over the line of scrimmage, though.
He went over the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
And they're going to mark it there.
Now they finally throw